Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Muhammad Sadil Islam Sharkar, again in front of you to discuss on herd immunity again, to know does herd immunity work? How does herd immunity work, or how it works? And another question: why doesn't herd immunity the answer to stopping novel coronavirus? So one by one I will discuss these. So does herd immunity work? uh, Herd immunity does work for some illness. Herd immunity does work for some diseases. uh, Herd immunity can help protect some illness. Herd immunity can prevent some diseases, and herd immunity can defend the spread of novel coronavirus, like other flu, for example, swine flu, and for other pandemics. But it can change without anyone knowing, but it can change without anyone informing, but it can change without anyone giving any hints. That is, herd immunity can change its direction of work. Herd immunity can change the way of work without anyone knowing, without anyone informing. There is a uncertainty. That is, I am just saying, herd immunity works for some illness, for some diseases, even for some for novel coronavirus. But it can change its way of direction, its way of work. It can change without anyone knowing, without anyone informing. So there is a great uncertainty. Also, it doesn't always guarantee that herd immunity can ensure protection against any disease. That is, there is no guarantee that herd immunity can provide protection against any disease, or against the novel coronavirus infection. No guarantee of protection, maybe or not. For most healthy people, herd immunity actually is not a good alternative to getting vaccinated. Uh, Not every illness that has a vaccine can be protected, can be prevented through herd immunity. That is, not every illness, even not for coronavirus also, uh, uh, that has a vaccine. But in case of novel coronavirus, it has no vaccine. So not every illness, not every disease that has a vaccine. That means the disease that has a vaccine can be protected, or can be prevented, or can be defended, or can be controlled by herd immunity. Vaccination is the only protection. That is, the vaccine is the only protection, and vaccination is the safest way of protection. Vaccination is the easiest way of protection. Vaccination is the peaceful way of protection, harmless way of protection, and vaccination is the definitive way of protection against any illness, against any disease, against even novel coronavirus infection. natural immunity can help build up herd immunity. Natural immunity can help create herd immunity. I mean, previous infection can help uh, develop herd immunity, or previous infection can help improve herd immunity, but it does not work as well as vaccination. But it does not work as vaccination. That is, I am saying that her previous infection or natural immunity that can help develop, that can help build up, that can help improve herd immunity. But this herd immunity does not work all the times as vaccination. This herd immunity does not work all the times in case of all diseases as vaccination. That is, herd immunity does not work as vaccination in case of all diseases, in case of all illnesses, and even it might be in case of a novel coronavirus. There are some reasons for this. There are some causes for this. First of all, everyone has to contract the novel coronavirus once to get immune, to become immune. That is, everyone would have to contract the illness. Everyone would have to contract the novel coronavirus infection once to get immune, to become immune. Second cause or second reasons, contracting novel coronavirus may have some health risk, and that might be very serious. Sometimes it may be very serious, and this may lead even to death. This may cause even death. That is, contracting any illness, contracting an illness, or contracting the novel coronavirus infection may have some severe health risk, sometimes very serious. And number three causes, number three reasons, you may not know if you have contracted the illness, if you have contracted the virus, or if you have contracted the novel coronavirus infection that causes COVID-19, to be immune, to become immune, to get immune. That is, you may not know if you have contracted the illness, or if you have immune to it. That is, you may not know if you have contracted the novel coronavirus infection, or if you have immune to it. People contract the novel coronavirus in time and build up immune response to it. Now, another question, how it works? How does it work? That means, how does herd immunity work? In a population where a large proportion of people, or where a large proportion of individuals possess immunity. I'm just saying again, in a population where a large proportion of individuals show immunity, where a large proportion of individuals reflect immunity. In that case, the chains of infection are more likely to be disrupted. The chains of infection are more likely to be broken out, which either stops or slows the spread of infection. I'm saying again, in a population where a large proportion of individuals possess immunity, chains of infection are more likely to be interrupted, are more likely to be discontinued, are most likely to be obstructed, which either stops or slows the spread of infection or slows the spread of the disease. Many viral and bacterial infection or many viral and bacterial disease uh, may be transmitted, may be spreaded from person to person. This chains or this chain is broken out. This chain is broken when most of the people do not get infection, when most of the people don't transmit it, the infection. This helps people to protect themselves. This helps people. This helps protect people who are not immune or who are not response to the vaccine properly, or those people in whom the vaccine doesn't trigger immunity, or those people who have low functioning immune system. For some diseases, herd immunity can go into effect. For some diseases, herd immunity can come into work, can come into effect when 40%, listen to it, when 40% of the people in that population are immune, when 40% people of that population become immune to the disease, either by vaccination or by previous infection or by natural immunity. But in most cases, 80 to 95% of the people in a population must be immune to the disease to stop its spread, must be immune to prevent it spreading further. In case of novel coronavirus infection, in case of COVID-19, in case of SARS-CoV-2 disease, this is about 70%, near about 70%, or more or less 70%. I will discuss the basic reproduction rate, or RO, that is called RO in abbreviation, of novel coronavirus disease in the next video. I will make it clear what about the basic reproductive rate of novel coronavirus in the next video, inshallah. Someone without vaccination, or someone who is not immune, if surrounded by the immune person, and if there is no possibility to come in contact with an infected person, herd immunity then work properly. Now another question: why doesn't herd immunity the answer to stopping the novel coronavirus? I'm saying again, why doesn't herd immunity the solution to stopping the coronavirus? There are several reasons why herd immunity is not the answer or is not the solution to stopping the spread of novel coronavirus disease. I mean, SARS-CoV-2 disease, or that is called COVID-19. First, reasons. There is not yet any vaccine. There is not yet a vaccine for this SARS-CoV-2. I mean, for this novel coronavirus. Vaccination is the only way to practice herd immunity in a population. Reason 2, the research for antivirals, or the research for antivirals for this coronavirus infection or other medicines for the treatment of COVID-19 is on the way, is going on. Scientists do not know if you can contract SARS-CoV-2, I mean novel coronavirus, and develop COVID-19 more than once. Cause 4. People who contract SARS-CoV-2 or people who contract the novel coronavirus and develop COVID-19 can experience serious side effects. Severe causes can lead to death. Causes 4 or reasons 4. Scientists do not know yet. Scientists or doctors don't yet know exactly. I'm just saying, doctors don't yet know exactly why some people who contract SARS-CoV-2 develop severe COVID-19 while others do not. That is, doctors don't yet know exactly why some people who contract the novel coronavirus develop severe COVID-19 while others do not. Reason 6, vulnerable members in the society, such as older adults or who have previous chronic health condition, I mean who have previous or pre-existing medical condition, who are underlying medical condition, would get very sick if they are exposed to the virus. Reason 7, otherwise healthy or younger people may become very sick, may become very ill with COVID-19. And last reasons why doesn't herd immunity the answer or the solution to stopping novel coronavirus. Reason 8, hospitals and other healthcare systems may be overburdened if many people develop COVID-19 at the same time. So scientists are currently working on a vaccine for SARS-CoV-2. If we have this vaccine and if we have this vaccine available, and if we are sure enough that the majority of the country's people are vaccinated by this vaccine, we may be able to develop herd immunity to that disease or to the novel coronavirus infection in a population in the future. Once a vaccine is developed, for this virus, establishing herd immunity is one way to protect people in a community who are not immune, who are not response to the immune system, who have very low functioning immune system. So we should know the working pattern of herd immunity. We should have adequate knowledge about the sensitivity of herd immunity, and we should perceive the real meaning of herd immunity, and we should share the fact why herd immunity is not the answer. We should share the fact why herd immunity is not the solution to control, to prevent, to protect the novel coronavirus infection that causes SARS-CoV-2 disease, that causes COVID-19. Again, I'm saying we should try to adopt, we should try to take up very practical and very pragmatic pathway to control COVID-19. I'm saying again, we should try to apply, we should try to take in the very effective and efficient expedient to save ourselves from COVID-19, not through herd immunity. That is, we should try to adopt applied and functional methods to save ourselves, to protect ourselves, to defend ourselves from the novel coronavirus infection that causes COVID-19, not through herd immunity. In order to stay safe, in order to stay protected, in order to stay secured, in order to stay defended, and in order to stay out of danger, from the out of danger of novel coronavirus infection. So no more today, more when I meet with you again in the next video. I will talk about some other aspects of herd immunity in the next video, inshallah.